Good evening, guys, and welcome to my channel. I am Mike, and let's get into it. I am so glad you guys are here, and thank you. If you have not subscribed, please do, and comment below. Tonight, I am following up to an earlier video from today where I am going to talk to you about some gluten-free products that I bought, and I am going to review it. Remember, I purchased these products. I am not endorsed. I am buying these on myself because my husband and I are going full in because our daughter was diagnosed with severe gluten sensitivity issues, nut allergies. So we are trying to just as a whole family go completely gluten-free. And that's not only going to be beneficial for her, but it's going to be good for us. Because if we can do it as a family, it's only going to make her just as happy because she knows she's not going to be singled out. So tonight, normally she is in youth group. And normally it's recognized date night, and we usually will go have some pho or just go, do something, drive around the lake, just enjoy some us time. But her youth director was feeling under the weather. So, in the time of COVID that we are in, and he has not been able to get his full vaccination, we do what's safe and we follow protocols, and I am so thankful we have the most amazing Episcopal church here in my city, here in Oklahoma City. Well, I'm in a suburb, but anyway, that being said, so tonight, since we have been on this journey starting about 3 weeks ago when we got all the testing back, she's been craving pancakes and waffles and all of that. And we have been trying to do little baby steps and not just go hog wild and buy all this stuff. And then she's not happy. And me, I love to cook. I'm not gonna lie, I love to cook. And if you saw one of my videos I posted last night, I shared one of my most favorite recipes that just always brings me comfort and home. So go check it out. I've put the recipe in the link how to do it, and it's one of those things that I wanted to share with you all. But tonight we did breakfast. It's one of Anna's favorite meals of all time. Breakfast and pizza. I mean, she's a teenager. I mean, if I could just slap breakfast or pizza on the table or, Lucky Charms, she'd be happy. But that's not always the healthiest thing, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. I am not going to feed my child Lunchables and call it a meal, or throw some just processed amount of food or whatever because that's not me. I'm not going to dig anybody else that, because of how their schedules and all that stuff, there are good, healthy meals that are prepared and all of that stuff. But for me, I just have a passion for cooking and all of that stuff. So for me, I love to cook. And so for me, I'm relearning how to do things. So tonight we did breakfast. And so I wanted to try something. And so we use the Bob's Red Mill home style pancake and waffle mix. A lot of times I will use something like this. However, I will do adjustments, add, some vanilla or, some shaved walnuts or chocolate chips and all that stuff. I have to adjust those because she has nut allergies now as well. But, you can always take some fresh strawberries, some bananas. I mean, there's all sorts of things you can do to really zhuzh up and make some decadent things. And I have to say, these were amazing. You know, it talks about on the directions, you can take 1 cup of this and 3/4 cup of water. It makes, on average, if you use a 1/4 cup, and I mean, that's a pretty damn big flapjack, hot cake, griddle cake, whatever you want to call it, but that's a pretty big cake. I don't make them that big. I make them more proportional size because, frankly, I'm not trying to get back into my 425-pound weight. And we are all trying to work to lose some extra pounds that we, COVID weight. COVID weight happened. It did. So, I would have extra, and we created proportions so that we could have Anna so she could pop some in for breakfast because she has to be at school basically at the crack of dawn. I get up early and start working because I've worked at home forever. And so I drink a protein shake in the morning. She will have, usually she likes her cereal or some type of breakfast sandwich or something that she can just do real quick, get ready for school, because she's not a morning person. I like my coffee. I like to kind of just have my morning routine and all of that. So I made enough. So the normal recommendation is 1 cup, and it usually 1 cup with 2/3 a cup of water, and that makes about 6 to 9 pancakes. If you do a 1/4 cup of batter a piece. Well, I went ahead and I did 3 cups of mix with, 3 things of 2/3 of a cup. I cannot do math. Math is not my foray. But anyway, I made enough so I would have proportions that I could put out so we could freeze. That's easy for her to pop out, pop in the microwave, 45 seconds. She has breakfast ready real quick to go because there are times that she will wake up at 5:30 in the morning. She will unset the alarm, let her puppy out, and do breakfast, do her hair, just take her time in the morning. I have to say, I'm impressed. For something that does not, that is gluten-free, really good. And I'm having to look at stuff, and, when you look at all of the different things, and they do have this here in a non-gluten form. Bag looks very similar. So that's one thing that you want to do. And I think in my late this morning, I might have accidentally put the gluten form on there. I will go double check. And if I did, I'll go change it. But I will say these came out looking really nice. Really fluffy, very light. You would not know that they were a gluten-free pancake. The texture was very light, very fluffy, really just good. I did add a bit like some vanilla that I always do. Just, it adds a little bit of flavor, some nutmeg, just normal stuff that I do as something just to add some flavor. But overall, I mean, they cooked up really nicely. I did I do my griddle. I have a gas stove, so I put my setting on about between 5 and 6. I started it at about 8 to get that temperature nice. So when I put some butter on there, it really came to a nice sizzle, lowered that temp to about between 5 and 6. So that way when I put those on there, it really had a nice just sizzle, really created a nice, really nice even cook. And you can really tell how these really cooked up very nice, evenly fluffed up, really nice. They have a really nice texture. The only thing that I noticed that was a little bit different is in kind of how they cut. It's a little bit different because of the rice flour mixture and stuff compared to a wheat flour. But other than that, fantastic. You know, when you're going in journeys of changing and how you have to eat and all of that stuff, I really suggest don't go and buy a whole lot of everything just to have it. Start out small, start out in little pieces so that way you know what you like and what you don't like. Because you never know, you may not like a certain brand. It may not taste right, it may not have the right texture. Our daughter has sensory issues with textures, with how things feel in the mouth. So it's better than going out and spending a lot of money all at once. So take the little bites. It's just like when you go out and buy gluten-free bread. Not all gluten-free bread tastes the same. My mother-in-law has gluten issues, and she has not always been following the things that she does for celiac disease that she has, and she's not been feeling very well. And we, at Easter, that was my first meal and foray in really trying to do things. There are things I needed to change, but I'm really surprised at the amount of stuff that I can do and find and really make some avid changes. So I look forward to reviewing the other stuff that I pointed out. I am going to be making some fried chicken this weekend. So I will be trying his flour and that. So that is going to be a real thing for me to try, because that is really important in creating that crust and the flavor and stuff for that. So I will put an update video when I do that. I really can't wait to interact with you guys. Let me know if you have something else that you like or want, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.